What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Lucas Live News. Here it is Monday evening, November 4th. We are excited to be here. My name is Lucas Tyndale.
I'm Danny Williams.
And we are here with the one and only Cap 3 of Joy 1520. Welcome.
Let's give it up.
We're excited to have you. Welcome to Lucas Live Studios.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
This is beautiful, man. This is like BET.
Okay.
I mean, work it out. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
this brings the joy and everything, man. This is like, man, more people should be. This should be a tour.
Okay.
Part of Canton.
Y'all heard him.
Y'all heard it here.
Yeah, the legend
good.
himself.
Yeah, man, this is great.
Well, Cap, I've known you
Yes.
most of my life, and,
Yes.
and you're somebody who's inspired me, somebody I've looked up to.
Oh man, God bless.
Media, radio, somebody who is always doing it. And a lot of times we don't have role models that look like us doing things that are unique. You know, in Cleveland, we had, WZAK, some of those things.
Right.
But that was kind of far for us, for young kids in the hood in Canton. For me, Cleveland seemed 100 miles away.
Yeah.
It kind of is. But no, it seemed like it was forever away, and to see you here bringing joy to the city, growing up at Friendship Church and all of that and
Baptist
everything.
Church.
Friendship
Give a
Baptist
shout
Church, it was a joy to see you, and you always came with a big smile. It was just down to earth bowling leagues and everything.
Yeah,
Cap,
God,
man.
you take it back.
Man, so
You still bowl?
I haven't bowled
You
since
stopped?
then. I was
Okay.
18 years old. I was in the group called the Young
Yeah.
Ones. Shout out to the Young Ones
Yeah, he
bowling
was-
league. Yeah, I was.
He
in
was
there.
trying everything. I mean, he was trying everything, and I was just really impressed when about 2 years ago, when I was just going through my Facebook, and I seen Lucas Live Media. I said, "Wow!" I said, "I know they ain't Lucas."
Because I know.
And then Danny came on, and y'all was like peanut butter and jelly. Man. It was it worked just right, and I just see good things here that's going to come about. I think that we should all subscribe and we should all be a part of this.
Thank you.
Because this is Canton. It's Canton, and it's going to go beyond.
Love it.
Let's get it on. I love it, man.
Thank you so much.
I love it.
We're excited today because we're talking
Yes.
about the relaunch of Joy 1520 coming soon. He's going to share more information about that. We're also going to be talking to the gentleman of Levert. The Levert Experience is coming to Canton, Ohio. We're going to be talking about that.
And we're giving away some tickets, you
Oh,
guys.
yes.
So y'all better get in those comments.
We gotta
and
let y'all
share the live, share the broadcast.
We got to
You-
share it too.
Yeah,
Let
y'all
us
want to
share
be
it
in the
now.
building for the Levert Experience. Y'all got to make sure you guys are where you need to be, and that is right here with Lucas Live News, Lucas Live Media, because we're giving away right here.
Yes,
So hop in those comments, hit us, give us some likes, share the broadcast, and have a good time with us tonight.
Yes.
One thing I want to say right quick. I think that the audience out there really need to call somebody or either share or
like
do
that.
whatever, because this is very, very important. We're bringing national recording artists to the
Yes.
city of Canton, Ohio, and we're doing something with media. I mean,
Yes.
we are cross media. I mean, I have a radio station,
Yes.
and they have a dynamic podcast, and we're coming together.
That's right.
And
Yep.
so we need to really, really say, like, look, we need an audience. See, look, the one thing about media, they need an audience to
That's
really
right.
make it happen. So you make us happen. So tune in, call in, do what you got to do. Put those hearts and everything.
That's right. Hit
on
those
there.
hearts,
All
everybody.
that.
Say
And
what's
just-
up in
and
the
just let us
comments.
know. And these two, man, they just got it. So let's just join in. Let's make this a family affair. Make it happen.
I love it. I
I'm
love it.
excited.
Let's work.
We got some wonderful guests coming on virtually, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Yes.
And we're going to have you guys saying something in the comments in just a minute to win the possibility of winning free tickets to the
Yes.
Levert Experience, which is
Yes.
coming really soon. We're going to let you guys know some great information. Thank you guys who are here. I see some people here on LinkedIn. I see you, Miracle Walker.
All right.
Here on LinkedIn.
All
We got
right.
people on YouTube. We got people on Facebook.
Already.
Our thing
Yes.
is changing in the background. We don't know why. That's
Oh,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk for now for the next hour. We got some great singers coming on here in a minute virtually. I don't know what city they're in right now. They're preparing for they're on tour right
They're
now.
doing some is in Atlanta. I think some is in
Chicago or
Cleveland,
Okay.
Chicago. I know
Okay.
they
Okay.
just come back from Chicago.
Okay, they
did
just
the
came back
show.
from Chicago.
They got another show this weekend. They're on the tour. They rolling, and I mean, it's only going to be some great things. And I think that we should be part of history
Yes.
because they are getting ready to record. and get some other, and Levert is coming back. It's Levert Experience. That's the new thing. So we're gonna talk more about that when we get them here.
Yes, awesome. We're gonna get them in. So let's start talking about you real quick before we get them in. They're in our lobby. They're in the virtual green room.
The virtual lobby.
Right now. They're in the virtual green room.
We
can see them there. They ready. They're probably in there singing and stuff together or something. I don't know.
They harmonize.
They harmonize.
Right.
They get it together.
You know.
So let's talk a little bit before we bring them on about the return of Joy 1520. Tell the people out there. It's a new format. It's a new day at Joy 1520. Talk to the people about what's coming.
Real quick, first of all, I want this. I mean, I'm really emphasizing about this podcast because I want this to be one of the largest audience that you ever had.
Wow!
So call some people and share it. But WINW 1520 AM has been in this community since 1997. And I started off in radio in 1993.
Right.
And by the way of me and Ron Pounder, we put together an idea because I came back from being on the road. I was on the road with the Temptation, Luther Vandross, the OJs, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I was doing that. And I came back home. My parents had died. So I said, hey, I wanted to do something. I had to sell some land and do some other things. So I got, I don't want to say stuck here, but I got promised here.
Okay.
And I got assigned here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's do something. And I was talking to Ron Pounder. We had a TV show. Yeah. And we was doing some things, and we became partners. And we knocked on some doors on WMPQ. Mm-hmm. On 95.9, and we got a 2-hour show on Sundays, and that was a gospel show. So that went on for like a while, and then Ron and I parted. I went with 900 AM, and I started my own radio show, which is called The Gospel of the City. Uh-huh. So that went on for about 2 years, 3 years, and then I didn't have no place to go. 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said, Lord, if you, because we had ran into a racial situation up there, and me and George Dunwoody.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah.
The late great. That was if I was the anchor, he was the cornerstone. You know, and so we decided that we had to keep the gospel going in Canton, Ohio. Yes. And 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm praying and I'm saying, Lord, you got to have a someplace to go. Mm-hmm. And then I got a call 9 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was this guy I only met one time. And he says, like, I'm over here at this new station called WINW, and they having an opening to do some gospel shows. And I said, what? And I said, man, I don't have no place to go. So he said, you come over here. I haven't seen him since.
Wow.
And he called and told me that there was an opening. I went over there, met the owner, which was another racial situation. I hate to say that. And make a long story short, I changed their format. It was first contemporary white gospel music. I turned it around, and I became the leading format within this area. We changed it to black gospel. So that went on for a while, and I wanted to own the station because we wanted. I said, like, that's a big jump. So I started putting a financial proposal together and everything. And make a very long story short, we got the loan and we bought the station in 2012. So 2012, we started to we moved about 3 different places, and we had some problems with our towers because at that time copper was up a lot, and people started to steal the copper out of the ground.
Wow. So
we had to move out of there, and then we have then in 2019 I changed the format. The format changed from gospel to which it is now, which is R&B, new school and old school and Motown.
Okay.
And then and then we do jazz on Saturday night, and then gospel all day Sunday.
Love it.
So we have a duplicate of WZAK.
Okay.
But it's just with a little more community oriented part to it. So now we was off the air for about three years because the lightning hit our towers.
Wow.
And it killed everything. So we just got the agreement from the FCC to get it back up, and we are now trying to raise funds to get the station back up, and we'll be back on the air. But guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Because of what God does for us, is that when we found a new tower, we not only found a tower that was fitting for our frequency, 1520 AM. We also had we also had a tower that was that gave us 4 times the size, 4 times the area.
Wow.
So now, not only do we do Canton, Massillon, we reach all the way to Akron. We're going to be in Akron, Warren, Kent, Ravenna, Barberton, Alliance.
Love it.
Canton. So we would be the largest secondary market in the state of Ohio.
That's amazing.
Wow. So this is what we can expect in March?
In March.
2025?
In March.
March 2025.
So we're trying to get up, and we're trying to do a fundraiser. So the first idea that came to mind is said, we got to do a concert.
That makes sense.
Wow.
So I called up my friends, Mark Gordon and A.B. Walker, who's from Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
And I said, well, what's going on with Levert? He was telling me about the tour they're doing, the different things, and I was just excited. I said, well, let's bring them in. Yeah. I mean, their hometown people relate to them because Levert, as you know, sad to say, Gerald Levert, who passed away in 2006, he was the lead singer, and along with Sean, and then Sean passed away.
Right.
But God had 2 people waiting in the wings.
Wow.
And now they have a resurgence of the group. And it's, I tell you, I'm excited to see them perform because now they have Joe Little of the Rude Boys.
And we're about to meet these gentlemen in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Y'all get ready. They get ready to come
on the show here.
And David Tolliver from Men at Large.
Get ready.
And along with Mark Gordon, who was the original and the founder of Levert. And they are hot. They just did a show in Chicago. And my God, my brother went and he said, man, it was awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So, I'm just telling you that if you don't get your ticket, better get your tickets
Better
now.
get your tickets.
Y'all better
now,
get these comments right now because we got a few.
Limited seats available.
And where's it at? Where's the concert going to be at?
It's at the Canton Cultural Center Theater. And it's Saturday, November the 16th, Saturday, November the 16th. And we're doing something special for you. We have a social hour, which we're going to give you hors d'oeuvres and desserts, and we have a cash bar there, and we got door prizes to give away. Just to make it, and we got 3 other acts that's going to be on the show. And they're going to do like a little intro of the format. So like we have an old school person that's going to do some songs. Her name is Listen out of Akron, Ohio. We have a gospel piece, which is BJ Pleasant. Y'all know BJ Pleasant. Help me somebody. That girl can sing.
All right.
You know
She can sing. She can't sing, but she can sing.
And then we have a great saxophonist by the name of Tyrell Kimbrough. So all of them is going to be on the show. And then on top of the show, we have a short intermission. You can go back and get some more hors d'oeuvres, what have you. And then come back in, and it's Levert Experience. It's gonna be popping. You gotta get your tickets now. Tickets are only $48.
Do we got any Levert fans in the chat? Tag your Levert fans.
Call your family.
Listen, call them up and let them know this is happening.
Tell them to get in the chat right now. Tell them to get on because you guys are gonna have a chance to win. And if your family's on, you could double your chance to win because we're going to tell you how you can win in a minute. So tell your family and friends to get on Lucas Live Media right now on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. so that when we tell you how you can win, there's 2 tickets. So if they win, you say you bring me. If you win, you tell them you're bringing them.
Wow.
So
Hey,
get on right now. Tell them, call them, text them, whatever you got to do. Share the link, send it as a message, send it as a text, put it in your family group chat, whatever you got to do. We're about to bring on this great group here in just a minute. Tell your family and friends to jump in because you want a chance to win. Now, if you don't win, you're still going to buy the tickets, of course.
Yes,
You
please. You got to come support.
You can't just win or not come, but you got to come. Joy 1520. We got to support it.
And I want to say this is that, I'm so excited about the station coming back on the air because I really got a lot more ideas. When God sits you down and give you a chance to really think and look at things a better way. So like coming back, I want to thank God that he gave me the opportunity to come back and do it better.
Right.
The second time around. They say second time around.
Okay,
what you got cooking up?
So, you know what I'm saying?
What can we look forward to?
So we're going to bring back the biggest thing that ever hit the city of Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
And that is Joy Fest.
I knew it.
Joy Fest is coming back.
Joy
Fest has been recognized by the fire department that it was the largest African American drawing in the Northeast Ohio. We had a total of 25,000 people in 4 days.
Wow.
In 4 days, we had 25,000, almost 30,000 people. Woo. And we had artists such as Kurt Franklin there. We had Mary there. We had Shirley Caesar there. We had others. But this year, we're going old school, and then we're doing some gospel. We're gonna do a little bit. I can't announce the artists yet.
Okay.
And we're working on them, but it's gonna blow this city apart.
Yes.
And so Joy Fest is coming back. We got some other concerts we're gonna be doing because I'm a concert promoter. So I want to take advantage of that. We got we just got a lot of things happening, and every once in a while I'm gonna try to get Lucas and also Danny to come on and be a special guest.
Let's go.
Joy 1520. We got to interchange. We got to make this work.
That. Yes.
I just think that the media thing is going to be great, and but coming November the 16th.
Yes.
November the 16th at the Canton Cultural Center Theater in the theater part. We're going to have a social hour first, and you just and that's at 5:00, and then we have the Levert Experience coming in. They're flying in. They're going to be here.
Yes,
and they're going to perform. And I'll tell you, you're gonna enjoy yourself. They've been singing all the hits.
So I've seen some clips, and they ain't playing no games.
They're going to be singing.
We got to get them on here.
We got the Rude Boys on written all over my face.
Okay.
So Long from the Minute Large and Casanova, which is the biggest hit. And we just have some good time, just fun. So I want everybody to come on out. Let's fill this place up. Let's sell it out. Let's sell it out.
We should.
Those are some classics. I was listening to. I had to go back to my Minute Large and listen to "I'm So Alone" earlier. Now, I wasn't feeling alone, but that was the song back in the day. When you were just
I don't know nothing about this. I don't know nothing about it.
You don't know nothing about it. But once you know about it, you're gonna be. If you having a moment, you're gonna be like,
I can do that. Oh, got to know.
Okay.
And my family don't know. They were. I think some of my family was maybe related to Jared Levert. You know how that is.
Everybody can. Yeah, we all related.
We all related.
We got to get them on here now.
All right.
Let's get them on. All right, Cap, you go ahead. Let's go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, Cap. You go ahead and introduce them.
I think the national recording artists, all from all over the world, and they have come together. The lead singer from the Rude Boys, Joe Little, the lead singer was the one and a half from the Minute Large, and that is David Tyler, and of course the originator, the co-founder of the group, Mark Gordon. Let's bring it in for Levert Experience.
What's up?
Love it.
How y'all feeling, man?
What's happening?
What's going on?
Feeling good. Y'all got me pumped up.
Okay, that's what we
Word
do.
up.
Ready to roll.
Welcome to Lucas Live News. We're excited to have you, gentlemen. We are fans. We can't wait to have you guys in Canton, Ohio for the Levert Experience here at the Cultural Center. Ladies and gentlemen, tag your family, tag your friends. Tell them we have Levert here in the building today, and they will be here live November 16th.
November 16th. At 5 p.m. is the social hour, but 6 p.m. you got to get ready, because that's going to be the showtime. Showtime at 6. And I'll tell you, they got a show that, like I said, they were just in Chicago. And my brother, he went to see him, and he said, man, he called me back. He says, Cap, man, I'm coming to Canton because I can see it twice.
Right, got to see it.
I can see it twice, man. Sung all the hits, man.
We're excited about that. That.
Shout out to my guy, Carlton Williams. Shout out to you, my guy. I know y'all.
Carlton Williams in here.
He in there. Shout out to Carlton.
Everybody know
Carlton.
Right, Mark?
See you live. Yeah.
Shout out to him. All right, go ahead, Captain.
And just talk to us, fellas. First of all, how does it feel for y'all coming down to Canton again? Some of you have, all three of you have history here. And, so let's start off with Mark, because Mark, when Levert was first in, I was the manager at the time, back in the day. I did, 84, 83 or whatever it was. And we went to Chili's, we went to Percy's. Talk about that, man.
Yeah, we hit all the chitlins. We hit all the little chitlin spots, and we did that for a minute. So Canton was like our first stop because that's where Gerald was from, and so we had plenty of family that was down there. So if we didn't do nothing else but entertain the family, it was a show for sure. So Canton is kind of like the birthplace of Levert.
Now, Dave Tolliver, you got a lot of history in Canton, Ohio. Talk about the times. Dave and Joe, talk about the times when y'all been there before. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but I know it was at one time it was going to be a rumble in the jungle.
How you know about that?
I be around, man. The Cappadappa.
Hey, you got a news show. You know everything.
Because your family, it's that like, was me that night. And Dave, he was on the radio before. He was with ZAK.
That's what I heard. That's what Carlton always told me. Yeah.
Yeah, so
talk to us.
Yeah, for me, C Love, Carlton, and Butch, those my big bros, man. So every time I came to him and Al Mecca and all them hanging out in the city, going to Chili's, Cavassier, Mr. G's Wings. Hey, they need to open Mr. G's back up, baby.
Hey, for sure.
What you talking about, man?
The chicken wings. Watch out now.
Yes. Mr. G's famous wings. That sauce, man. Yes.
So Dave, go ahead.
So, but yeah, Canton is really like a second home to me. I've loved and lost there. I've had a lot of fun, performed there, just kicked it. Me and my homeboys, we used to just come down there and just stay for like a week at a time, man. At the Best Suites out like by Belvin Village. And we just rent out the hotel for like a week and just stay there, man. And Canton has been very good to me. I've given a lot to.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
There you go. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. No, but my phone is on Do Not Disturb, so I don't know why it's coming through.
Okay.
I don't know why that happened. My phone's on. It's on Do Not Disturb, but my
VIP.
They're trying to call you twice. They double called you. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Joe Little. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to Treble Productions. What was because first, Mark, tell us about Treble, and then let's piggyback to Joe about how did they get involved with Treble Production? What was Treble Productions? Go ahead, Mark.
Me and Gerald decided to start our own production company, and we went with Treble, and Treble was Levert spelled backwards. And a lot of people don't know that, the first few songs, a lot of the songs that we done in the beginning, me and Gerald wrote the songs, but other people produced them. So when we did Treble and 87,
'88.
88, yeah, 87,
That's
88.
when we first got our start to basically produce and write all the material at that point.
So,
And so from there, we got, Joe, you know, picked up these guys, Rude Boys, uh, Joe and Joe and them came to the house, to the big house,
the big
and
house, right?
sang, and
Woo! Look at it.
and
I
that
feel
was
it
that was
moving.
that was the beginning of the acts.
Love it.
So, Joe Little, tell us about that, man. When you first met Gerald Levert, and when you first started working with Sean and Mark, I mean, what was that like? And the Rude Boys, man, because man, the Rude Boys came out smashing.
Man, it was amazing. We met Gerald at a club called The Reason Why. And I used to sit in with a jazz singer named Evelyn Wright,
Evelyn Wright,
and
I used to manage her. Yes.
Wow.
and so I told another. At that time, the Rude Boys, we were just a local band doing bars. We was even going down to Akron doing the Mad Hatter. We was
Ooh,
doing
Wow.
yeah.
Where
And
did you guys
so
start at? Where did the Ruse Boys start?
what year?
No, what city?
Cleveland.
I didn't know that.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Rude Boys started in Cleveland, and so did Men at
Come
Large.
on,
I
Lucas.
knew Men at Large. I didn't know the Rude
Look
Boys.
at
Oh,
Y'all
look,
was so,
Lucas.
to me, y'all was so
You have to do
big.
your
I thought y'all
homework,
started in California, New
Nah,
York, or
nah,
something. I
man.
didn't know
You
y'all
have a
was.
podcast, man. You gotta do your homework.
Nah, man. You're right, man. I didn't. Y'all was so big to me. I was a little younger. Y'all was so big to me. It was just like, man, these guys is huge, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we was at a nightclub called The Reason Why, and we sat in there often. I did, and I coerced Buddy Edward Buddy Banks, the lead singer, rest in peace, to come in there with me. When he was like, okay, and I got introduced to the club by Eric Nolan Grant, the OJ's, who was like my
Yes.
big. He is my big brother. He would always tell me stories about Levert and how close he was with them. And he had actually personally took me up to the house one day. And the first time I ever seen Gerald and Levert in person, they were practicing in the little side house next to the big house, rehearsing
Yeah, in the
Casanova.
back.
Yeah, no, in the front, right
Oh, in the
next
front.
to the,
Okay, on the side. Okay,
right
go
next
there's
to
a
ahead.
little patio. That was the little
Yeah,
patio
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
right.
the. And so the next time I seen him, Gerald was at the Reason Why, and he was standing on the steps. There's like some steps that's down, and we up there. And I said, "Hey, y'all, we got Gerald Levert from the group Levert." I said, "Gerald, why don't you come up here and sing with us?" Because I was pumped when I seen him. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I gotta put this spot. I want to sing with him. And Gerald, what word I want to use? Unreluctantly, he came up to the stage where we were, and we sang, man, and it was explosive. And afterwards, he's like, "Hey, man, I want to hear some more of y'all. Y'all meet me tomorrow at my house, and I want to, talk to y'all and hear some more." So the next day we went
Right.
to what we call the Big House on South Park and Lee
South
Road.
Park.
We went there, and we met. Me and Buddy went, and at the door we met Andy Gibson, and he led us up front, up the stairs. And when we went over to the writing office, I turned the corner and I seen Eddie Levert for the
Yeah.
first time in my life, except for an album cover, and Gerald Levert. And man, it was the first time I was ever nervous about singing in my life,
Wow.
So we sang, and he was like, "Dad, what you think?" And Eddie was like, "They all right," you know what I'm saying? He's
Ain't-
like, "Whatever, Dad. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna work with these guys." And the rest is history. He got to sign with Atlantic Records with Sylvia Rome without her ever meeting us or seeing us. We had a deal. We signed with Treble. Then he got us a deal at Atlantic, and the rest is history. He put out Rude Awakening, which spawned a number one smash with Written All Over Your Face, and a number one hit.
All right. All right.
Yes, yes.
That's right.
And let's talk about that. Written all over
Okay.
your face is like an anthem in Cleveland, Ohio.
Absolutely.
And it's an anthem all over. So when you first heard the song, Joe, after it, the first playback within the studio, did you know that it was gonna be a hit then?
Man, I knew the song was gonna be a hit before it even got produced. to be on
Wow.
that when it was just simply in a demo form before it was taken to Philly for a guy named Jim Salomon to produce. Who was an amazing producer, worked with a host of a lot of artists like what's the lady that won Miss America, Vanessa Williams. He
Vanessa
worked
Wayne,
with
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
producers like Nick Martinelli and all kind of different people. So when we did bring it to the studio and when it after it was over, I was just like, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
But Atlanta wanted to put out another single, so we put out "Come On, Let's Do This," which crashed and burned at like 39, number 39 on the chart. But I never charted, so to
Mm.
get 39 on the chart and for the world to see
Yeah,
who
I'm on
I'll
there.
take it.
I'm on there.
Right.
Well,
so the
Dave,
next single,
did you feel the same way when Men at Large had their first big hit? Did you know that it was going
Yeah.
to be a hit?
Man, I'll be honest, I had no idea what the hell I was doing, man. I was just enjoying the moment. You know, I have been around so much star power my whole life. I didn't even realize where I was or what was happening.
Mm.
You know, from starting at the radio station, working with MC Chill, who was the first to get a
Right.
national
Mm.
record deal out of Cleveland. And then he actually was the first person to ever get his record played on New York radio out
Mm.
of all the other New York hip hop. That's huge. And he
Yeah.
Mm.
has all these cats you see on TV now. He was bringing them to the city and had personal relationships with them. And then, you know, as a kid, I used to see Gerald at a record store called Fillmore East. Rest in peace, Beverly Taylor. And
Yeah,
my mom
Beverly
worked for the
Taylor.
gov.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom worked for the government for 19 years before she passed away, and she worked up there part time on the weekends. And so Gerald would come in there, but around this time, I'm like 12, 13 years old. I'm not really recognizing, you know, who he is, not
Mm.
knowing that this dude is gonna change my life one day.
Wow.
Wow.
One day, Jason and I we used to always do talent shows and roll around with this Casio keyboard. And one day, Jeffrey Charles, you know, from the radio station, used to sing.
Yes.
And he had a show and he had an after gathering at his house. And Gerald came and everybody was like, sing, sing, sing. So we sang for Gerald. This was 1986. And he was like, yo, I'm going to hook y'all up. Man, we ain't see him again for 3 years. Because that's when, you
Wow.
know, of course, the big throwdown, pop, 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 Casanova, all that stuff blew. So they was on tour. And then next time I saw him, I was coming out the studio with Johnny O and them down at Right Track Studio on 32nd and Payne. And he was like, yo, I've been looking for you. I got this idea for three big dudes that can sing, you know, dance, this, that, and the blah, blah, blah. I'm condensing it because it's longer than that. And a couple days later, we went to the studio to audition for him. Steve from Troop was there, the Rude Boys, Bashan
Mm.
Mark, everybody. And then a couple days later, we auditioned for his dad. And when his dad gave him the thumbs up, you know, from that point, that was like 1989, 90.
Mm.
Uh,
Right.
our first single, we signed
That's
to
when
them, and then
Danny
they
was
got us
born.
signed to
And I
East
wasn't
West
Right.
even
Atlantic.
born yet. I
He like,
wasn't
he
even
like,
thought
what's
about.
going
I
on,
wasn't
man? He's
born.
like,
None of
Yeah, man.
it.
right. So Dave, what's it like seeing yourself in a video on TV? Right, Dave? So you like, I'm thinking like, you know, like Video Soul or something. You know what I'm saying? You see yourself on TV and you're like, this song is blowing up and people are requesting my song. What was that like?
Well, our first single went top 10. It wasn't the Super Smash. It was Use Me, and it was
Mm-hmm.
top 10. But like they were playing it all the time on BT, and they were playing it on the radio everywhere. Like it was like they had the two charts. It was like number one radio, but it was like top 10 Billboard, and it was crazy because like on some real like off one single, Jason and I, two fat dudes. People didn't really like fat people. You know what I mean?
Come
And
on.
so
Yeah,
Men
men
at
at
we
large.
large.
we changed. No,
From
seriously, we
Kappa.
changed the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you most of the time, fat dudes are associated with being sloppy, stinky. Doing all kinds of. But we were
Y'all was
smooth,
fresh.
clean cut,
Right,
smell
right,
Clean,
good,
right.
fresh.
dressed.
But they
Yeah.
know
And
All the
about
we
it.
way.
and
Yeah,
we
they know.
sang
Yep.
and we sang.
And
So
y'all
we changed the
sang.
game, and I was like, yo. They I mean they would be, I mean, honestly, like it tripped me out because we used to get chased. And we even got kicked out of malls sometime because we never really like ran with security. It would just be me, Jason, our dancers when they came, and our road manager Leonard Brooks at the time. We would just go walking. I remember one time at Freak. That's how I was looking for us on Freaknik because during Freaknik we used to just walk with everybody and just
Wow.
kick it and hang out. So yeah, man, it was amazing, man. But the first time we heard it, my uncle dad, Lynn Tolliver, he played it, and we just both sat in the car and was crying, man, because it was like
Man,
a
yeah, I
dream
can
come
only
true.
imagine.
Well,
Trying,
when you said Lynn Tolliver, man, that hit my heart because me and Lynn worked together on a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, Mark, I'm going to take you back to something about Lynn Tolliver. We was doing a show I booked a show in Lorraine, and y'all was on the show that night, and Lynn was supposed to come there and introduce y'all. He was the MC, but we couldn't find him. Found out later on that he got shot that night. Remember that, Mark?
Yeah, I didn't know that
I'm taking you
at the
back, man.
time. I
I'm
didn't know
taking you
that,
back.
but I remember the
Yeah,
incident.
yeah. And they called me and they said, man, the reason why Lynn was there because they got shot. And then he bounced back like it nothing happened. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And but Lynn was the Frankie Crocker of Cleveland as far as DJing. Because no record could break unless it go through Lynn Tower. No record
And
for Cleveland.
that's facts because I have to always give up props to Lynn for all
Yeah,
he done for the group Levert because he the one broke and start playing our independent record because we had an independent record first,
I'm still.
and all the
right behind you.
labels all the labels turned us down. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So Eddie decided to put us out independently, and we came with I'm Still. And I'm
Wow.
Still we was like one of the first groups that performed on Soul Train
Soul Train.
Wow.
with an independent record.
Yeah.
And that
Wow.
gave us that gave us some national notoriety and sparked us to do more events. And after we, start opening and doing more events for national acts, that's when we did one event in DC, and at that event, that's where we met Hank Caldwell, who signed us to Atlantic Records.
Can you stay right there, Jeff, for a second, and then I'm gonna let Lucas and Danny just to take over. But talk about Casanova. How did that whole song come about? Because I know Pop Pop Goes My Mind was a hit. But man, when y'all came out with Casanova, help me somebody.
Man.
I mean, Arsenio Hall show, Soul Train. I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
It
Man,
made
Mark,
it
what
made
was
us
that
it
like?
made us not just national act but worldwide act.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because the world, like Africa, is like all over the world. It was people that chimed in on that song, and it came about because of the Callaways, Reggie and Vincent Callaway. They
Cincinnati.
produced it and wrote the record, and right there in Cincinnati, and we rode down to Cincinnati and recorded, and it was probably Gerald's hardest song to sing because
Really?
Reggie was so particular about how he wanted to be done. So Gerald was used to just going in and doing his thing, but it was he had a vision for how he wanted to be done, and that's where I got a lot of production and tutelage, just understanding that everything has a place in production, and because it turned out to be a great hit, and so that's the story of Casanova.
So, and because when I was working with Reverend Jesse Jackson, and I seen y'all in '88, because Jesse Jackson was running for president in '88, and the song was such a big hit. I think it was in North Carolina, and I ran into y'all, and we all it was like a family reunion, man. We
Right.
came back
Okay.
in. Is
Family
it Cabot?
reunion.
The
It sound like
Cabot, how
OJ
you
song.
doing? So we
Yeah.
so but that song, man, really put y'all out there. And there was supposed to be a follow up song with Reggie. What happened there? Tell us. Can you tell us the scoop on that?
Well,
I think
the
with like
second song,
I
well,
want to be rich. I
it
want to get
wasn't
rich.
Casanova, but we got two songs from him, and I think the following song after that was "My Forever Love." So
Okay.
that was the single after Casanova.
How about the song I Want to Get Rich? Would that ever presented to y'all?
No,
By
that was
Casanova?
their
Okay.
song.
That was that song. Okay.
Yeah, that was Reggie,
Callaway
the
brothers.
Callaways. They did that song
Right.
themselves.
Love
So
it.
go ahead.
Love it. So, gentlemen, one thing I'm fascinated by is the story behind people, because my daughter Savannah is a young lady. She's 15. My youngest, my baby, is 15. She loves music. She plays the keyboard. She plays the cello. She loves to sing. She has a record player. She has a music room in our house. I never had any of that. Had like a radio, maybe. But she got a whole music room. I don't even know how she got all that. But she loves music. And, we try to tell her, like, you can do anything you want with music. She's thinking about going to college even to study music, and those aren't even things I ever thought of, the opportunity.
Middle
So I'm just
Tennessee
wondering
State.
about each of you as young people. Like, what were your thoughts about your opportunity in music? Did you ever even know that it was possible to be a professional and do music as a profession? Or did you always think music is something I can do on the side? I will have a regular job like everybody else, and then I'll do a little music? Or did you always know I'm going to do music and make a living, and I'm going to make money, and I'm going to be on TV? So you guys can go in whatever order you want, but I'm curious to know if you always knew that music would be something that you could do as a profession.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dave, you want to start?
All right, well, I'll go.
Who's starting? You're at
I'll
the top.
start.
You guys go in whatever order you guys want. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect out of it, and so the first time me meeting and going over Gerald's house, it was like, well, dang, okay, they living all right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand at the time,
How old
and
were you
I
then?
knew his dad like 15 or something like that,
Wow.
Okay.
and I knew his dad was one of the OJs, but I still wasn't, I hadn't met him yet. And so at this time, I'm hanging around and hanging around. I'm just not knowing, what to expect from this. But we both love music, and he probably had a better idea about it than I did, because just to know the connection is there to be able to get in the right space.
Yeah.
And, but I just felt like we were good enough, even though we were getting all the no's from the industry and all the people turned us down. It didn't deter us from keep going.
Yeah.
We went back to the drawing board. Even his dad, though, because his dad turned us down first. So it was like,
That was
hey,
close to
y'all
home.
ain't ready, y'all ain't ready, y'all ain't ready. We heard that so many times, and then we went back to the drawing board. And it's just a lot to the backstory, because he eventually he gave us some equipment, and we didn't know the first thing about using it. We didn't know how to use it or nothing. You know what I mean? So it was a big learning process as far as learning how we wanted to do certain things, and so it was never the school aspect never came into mind at that time. It was just like we just going trial and error, going hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And eventually, it worked out.
Love it. Love it.
But
Love it.
yeah,
Love
no,
it.
it was a
You didn't know
time.
what was possible. You just knew you were going to give it your all and see where it could go.
Yeah, see where it can go. Exactly.
Love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. You know.
For me, I had no freaking idea. I just knew I always sang as a kid. They always used to make me sing Silent Night by the Temptations, and
Yes.
Like in
I
church or at
sang in
home? Where was
church.
this at? Okay, in
I
church.
sang in church a little bit, and then when I turned like 13, 14, T would have me down at the radio station, and I started being on the air when I was 15. So I was thrust into the life and really didn't know. I just was there. Like in my summer of my 10th, going to my 11th grade year, I was on the radio. But at the same time, I'm hanging out with all these entertainers: De La Soul, KRS One, LL Cool J, Eric B and Rakim, Public Enemy, and good because I'm hanging with Chill and I'm like Fat Boys. I'm doing all this stuff,
Right.
but at the same time, Jason and I used to sing, but we were just going around to what is it, the festivals and talent shows, and they would sneak us in Smitty's Lounge on 55th to sing, and we would go to I always got free tickets to concerts, and we went to a New Edition, Midnight Star, Isley Brothers concert, and we both up there crying because we wanted to do it, but I mean we didn't know what steps to take or what to do, I mean,
Right.
and then just all of a sudden when we least expected it to happen, because him and I wasn't even hanging as much, when Gerald came to me and was like, "Yo, I got this idea for this group." I was like, "Oh, well, let's go." I was like, "Hell yeah, let's get it."
Right.
So I called Jason. We went. I picked him up from school that day. We went up to the studio, and the rest is history. But I had no idea. It's like I guess my life was planned for me, and I didn't even. I didn't. It was all, the path was already laid, and I didn't even know it. I just had to walk it, and
Love it.
thank God I walked down the right path.
Yeah.
Love that.
Right.
Appreciate that.
Right.
Love that. Hope my daughter's listening. I love this. Y'all keep going. Go ahead, my man.
Joe
Yeah,
Little.
so,
Beans.
so for me, excuse me, because I got bronchitis, so it's kind of hard for me to talk. But for me, I've always known that music was my destiny. That greatness was there for me since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
I just That's all I thought about. I didn't even go outside and play much when I was a child. My mother would try to get me out the house, but she did one thing that fascinated me, is she taught me how to use the record player and the 8-track tape.
Yeah.
And
8-track.
so
Watch out now.
8-track.
yeah, and so therefore I just spent a lot of time enhancing my gift, my talent, and just connecting, and just like just doing a lot when I was young. I'd go through the phone book and look for studios, and they know I was a kid. I try to change my voice. How much does it cost to make a song? And they'd be
That's funny.
like cussing me out, like hanging up on me, because I didn't know what the concept was. But I did know, and I felt that I would one day sing, and my mom really embellished that within me and pushed it. She practiced with me. She was a great singer. She would send me to my room crying because I couldn't beat her, like for real. And she was really on my side. And so I've always known, and when it happened, I was just like, hey, this is what it is. I'm ready to go. I've always been ready for the moment that came. Even like going through the city, winning talent shows, just being known for being a singer and being who I was then, Joe Little. So and I was just really blessed that I connected with myself and that God showed me the way. I don't want to take the credit, for it by myself, but I believe that when you connect with the inside of you, and you are
Yes.
connected, and you're listening to that still small voice, you're listening to your intuitions and your intuitive prowess, and you follow it. That's what leads you to whatever you want to do. And so I've even went as far as to, shameless plug.
Come on
I
now.
wrote I wrote a book called Joey Wants to Sing, which
Love
talks about
that.
life.
Wow.
For the young
author.
people, this is
You're
what
an
I'm
author.
talking about. Let's go.
Right.
Yes.
Author.
That's
And
beautiful.
it's talking about this subject of how I believed in myself, and just how my mother worked with me as a child, to sing, and how I started off in church singing and all that.
So
So
what is the book
How
called?
can they find it? What's it called and how can
Yeah,
they
go
find it?
ahead.
Because this was my question. My daughter's 15, but I'm thinking there's a lot of young people out there who aspire to get there and they never know the path. And they're like, I don't know. And now there's YouTube and there's other stuff, other paths, but still they need people to believe in them. They need, as parents, we got to figure out how to believe in them. I'm a parent now who can believe in my child. Talk to us about the book a little bit. How can they find it?
They need to believe in themselves first.
Okay, okay.
And if you
Exactly.
don't
That's
believe,
That's
first
what I
and
was going to
foremost.
say.
Okay.
yeah, if you don't believe in you, then what can you do?
Yeah.
But the book is called Joey Wants to Sing, and is
Mhm.
you can get the book on www.joeywantstosing.com. Just
Yeah.
simply thing.com. There's a book that I penned along with Felicia McDonald, who did the art direction and the artwork in the book, and
Mhm.
we just came together and made a great book, a great thing, and it's been out for like about 5 months, and it's been doing really well. We've been
Okay.
selling it independent and not using
Yeah.
Amazon and all the others. It's just an independent book. We want all
Mhm.
our money.
Somebody said they want a signed copy. You might have to
Somebody,
bring
yeah, we
some
might have
with
to
you.
bring
Oh,
some.
Yes.
oh, trust me. Oh yeah,
We'll
I
set
take
up a
care.
table, booth.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I
Yep.
love that.
Do
So
y'all got paraphernalia out yet as far as like Levert jackets and stuff like that?
We have jackets,
Uh,
we have hats,
Not yet,
we got
but
some.
we may have some stuff there. Maybe
Okay, I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think
working
that'd be
on it.
great.
AB working on it right now.
Like
Right.
t-shirts, you know.
Okay.
waiting on
Yeah,
that
well, that's
picture.
what's it kind of mean? Like y'all, so y'all are going back on y'all doing this tour, the Levert Experience, and just hearing you guys' story and where y'all came from and the passion just behind the music industry as a whole. What does it mean to kind of go back on tour, get back on stage in front of the audience and do this Levert Experience, and to come back here to Canton, Ohio, and do it? What's that feeling like?
I
Well, to
mean,
do it,
it's like go ahead. Oh, it's like for me, it's like a full circle type of
Mhm.
deal because you know we basically circling around and coming back to
Coming home.
to the spot of where it kind of
when it all
part of
started.
the inception. You know what I'm saying? So not just that, but who better can have the experiences that we have as far as our our personal experiences. So this is part of what the Levert experience is sharing
Nice.
our experiences with the audience of the things that we've been through, or the things that that happen behind the scenes but nobody ever talked about. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's that's what the Levert experience is.
That's
Love it.
yeah.
I hope that y'all can maybe expand on that a little bit because people have asked me. They say, "Well, is Levert coming or is it Levert Experience? What is Levert Experience?"
right.
And so let's make it plain right now. And maybe Mark, how did that whole Levert Experience come about? Because after Gerald and Sean passed away, we didn't hear anything as far as Levert, out there on the road. I know there was like Levert 2 that started up, and then that didn't happen too much. But like, so how did you come about with the idea of bringing? I call you Quincy because he's like Quincy Jones. You ever
Okay.
see this guy?
Uh-huh.
Mark, man, he gets into the studio,
To the
man, and
the
get all the
production and all of it.
chords and everything
Okay.
right. You know what I'm saying? But Quincy, I mean, but Mark,
Uh-huh.
how do you? So how did you come about with the idea, and how did it? Just talk about that, the Levert experience, and what you're going to do when you come in. What kind of things do we expect to see?
Well, it really kind of sparked because I got a call from Eric Nolan again, this guy that Joe was just talking about with the
OJ's.
OJs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he called me up and was like, "Yo, Mark, you got to get back out there. They want to hear this music." And I was just like, "Yeah, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I don't want to do it like I was doing it. I want to do something different."
Mm-hmm.
And so, meantime, in between time, another Nolan uh, hit me.
Ah,
Al Nolan hit me, and he had been trying to put together this thing with the Tom Joyner cruise for a couple of years, but it didn't happen. And this year it happened, and and so this year he had already. I think they had booked Joe and Dave already. So it was now up to me, and if I was going to do it, and this and that and the other. So, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it. And And it was like at this point, it was the light was going off. Like, okay, this is how I can probably do this thing, and really, it can really make sense. And so even in my video, I don't know y'all ever seen the videos that we done for the Tom Joyner cruise, but in my video I described it as, because they had Terry on there too, but I was like, y'all come in and see the Levert experience. You know what I mean? And I was calling it that on the video, thinking that it would spawn some other things afterwards, but I wasn't sure yet until we actually did it. But that's kind of how it came out, and they can kind of fill you in on the rest.
So how did you come up with the two singers to replace Gerald and Sean? So because I know
Well,
I know you've been all over the world. You've been all over the world.
He like, how could he?
You've been all over the world.
well,
So how did
I
you
mean, but I mean, this is when you're talking about this, and you got to go back to Treble, and
travel?
this is
Yeah,
like family. So it's
Come on,
like this
Cap.
is the
travel.
All
whole.
Yeah,
right, all
This
right.
travel
everybody,
production.
everybody that's involved with Treble is a lot of us
Yes.
are gone. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it's like these two guys are really kind of the only guys that's still left.
Mm-hmm.
And so to make it all really come back full circle, um, as far as the travel whole movement and everything that we kind of stood for to try to put together, it only makes sense for something like this to keep going and keep the brand going.
Mm.
You
And
know
you
what I
took the
mean?
cream of the
Because
crop.
Took the cream of the crop.
You took the
you
cream of
can't
the crop
separate
from
Right.
the
trouble.
you can't separate the family part of it. This is,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this is how they got into the game through
Yeah.
Trevor Productions, and that was our productions company, and so it only makes sense, and people get it. Now they want to see it. You know what I'm saying? So uh, it's just something that made sense to me.
When you talk about Treble Productions, and I want to just expound on this a little bit more because people say, "What Treble Production? What is that?" Treble Productions was like Motown was
Mm.
Treble Production to Cleveland was like Motown was to Detroit.
Wow.
Because
Yeah,
and Mark, you got
that
to
was the
tell them how
intent.
many acts y'all had. Y'all had the girls on the act. It was a lot of groups, and you were bringing all these acts together, and they was bomb. They was the bomb. Uh,
Yeah,
because like y'all had got so many groups together, and I remember Gerald was telling me, he says, "Cap, you got to come up here, man. We gonna have you manage about 3 or 4 of these groups at the same time." And I said, "No, man, I can't do that, man." He said, "No, you gotta come on in." And I went to the studio where y'all was having it at, and man, when I seen all of the groups that y'all was working with and grooming, it was just like the story with Barry Gordy,
Right.
how they would groom them and
Yep.
everything. They were doing the same thing.
Wow.
They
That's
were doing the
amazing.
same thing. Talk about that, Mark. Don't be shy about it. Talk about it
I
because
bet.
we're gonna bring it
yeah,
back.
y'all
Yep.
guys talk about it because they know what I mean.
I
They was a
bet.
part of the coming up phase of this thing, and
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're able to do this, right now, especially throughout, all the losses that we've taken.
Mm.
It's only right to, kind of be up there with some guys that it's like that experience the same type of things that you have,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, how many groups was there? I mean, just name some of the groups that was in Trouble Productions at the time.
So you had starting off with the Rude Boys. You had Men at Large. You had One of the Girls. You had
One
Drama.
of the
You had Surge, who was a rapper. He
right,
came through
Fellas.
the
rapping.
fellas,
Who else you say, Dave?
The fellas.
the
The
fellas.
Fellas. We had the Fellas, which one of the members of that group is in the Rude Boys with me now, G. LeBeau. And we I think that's about it. We
No,
had a
they
lot
had
of.
what about the white guys they had?
The
Oh,
white guy, I
Say
remember
Yes,
that.
my group. How can I forget about my group? Say Yes was a group that we got signed on Def Jam. So we worked
Mm.
there, and then we had a
Wow.
host of artists that even like most of all the great musicians in Cleveland and artists came through Treble. You know, I built a production studio up. First, it was on the first floor in a small room, and then as I made more money and got on, I took over up where the office was, and I made it a big studio. And so that's where my area was. Gerald was across at the other building downstairs. Murph had a little spot, and just we were churning out. So I had a lot of artists like Charles Reed, Frank West.
Pretty Nick.
Uh, Man, Pretty Nick. We had Dark Blue also, which was a group we
Yeah.
had. So we had quite a few artists that were coming through there that were doing. We were producing, and you had Gerald who was producing along with Tony Nicholas and myself. So we were the only ones really songwriting and producing. You know, the bases other than Mark, Gerald, Tony Nicholas, and myself. We were the core of Treble Productions as far as production and music and writing.
And
So
right
y'all gonna be here
and right
November.
next door,
Okay.
right next door from there, the
James.
OJs had their studio right next door in a
Sound of
house, in a
Cleveland.
2-family house. So the studio was upstairs, and they had a little apartment downstairs. So they was right next door to us in the hood.
Wow.
Town.
A lot of
Yep.
music, a lot of things happening. So let's talk about this concert, and I really want to try to wrap it up on that. Is that November the 16th? For those of you who just tuned in,
We're gonna show this flyer here, so y'all can. You guys check that out. Everybody, go ahead, Cap. Go ahead, tell them about it.
No, that's coming live to the city of Canton, Ohio, at the Canton Cultural Center Theater. The national recording artist, none other than Levert Experience, and they will be live in concert. And on the show also will be Listen from Akron, Ohio. She has a song with Keith Sweat that is out, coming out next week. Okay. And then we have BJ Pleasant, who will be doing our gospel part. And we have Tyrell Kimbrough, who is doing the jazz part. All this is going to be Saturday, November the 16th. Get your tickets now. There are limited seats available. We want to sell it out. There's only about 400 seats, so we can sell that out and make it work. The time is at 5 o'clock for the social hour, at 6 o'clock for the show begins. We'll be giving away door prizes. We got hors d'oeuvres there. We have some fun. And on top of that, we're going to announce the launching of our radio station, WINW, 1520 AM. Are you ready to dial? Yes. And we're going to reach now 4 times the size that we were, and we're going to be the largest secondary market in the state of Ohio. So we'll be reaching as far as Akron, Ohio, Warren, parts of Youngstown, and then Kent, Ravenna, Canton, Massillon, Barberton, Alliance. So all of that is happening. And the tickets are only $48 for the general admission section, and the $58 for in advance for the reserve section. And so the seats are going good, but I think we got some tickets here, and
we do got some tickets,
and we're gonna try to, and Danny's gonna handle that
because
she know how to work it out.
Some time even after the show. I think we're gonna give the replay viewers some time as well. So we'll tell them what they're gonna do, and we're gonna give a little time, and I think we'll announce the winner tomorrow. Why don't we do that? Okay. So we give a little more time.
Okay. So we want to go ahead and give away 2 tickets to this Levert Experience. You guys have heard all of the great things happening. The men that will be in the building right here in Canton, Ohio, circling back, like they said, full circle, coming to some of their hometowns, right over here, Canton, Ohio, the cultural. So that's right next to the Civic Center. So what you guys are going to do? How you gonna work this out?
We're gonna type it in.
How you gonna work it out?
We're gonna work this out.
I gotta see this. I can
type.
This is taking me out.
We're gonna type Levert in the chat. Okay, so you guys are gonna type Levert in the chat, And we're going to have our producer, Tiff. She's going to write down a number. We're going to have her write down a number right now. Tiff, go ahead and write down a number. Whatever number she writes down, that person who is that particular number in the chat, it might be number 20. It might be number 10. It might be number 5. It might be number 1. It might be number 25. We don't know yet. She's going to write it down.
Wow.
We're going to put it in an envelope. We're going to be honest with y'all. And we're going to say whatever number that is, whoever is that number in the chat that says Levert is going to win these 2 free tickets. We will reach out to you and let you know you are the winner. Now we're going to give this some time. Let's say let's give this 24 hours. So we'll say
not too much time. Not too much time. 24 hours.
Let's give it 24 hours. So
listen,
starting now. Starting 7 p.m. tomorrow.
And if you miss it this time, I think we're feeling real generous. So if you miss it this time and you did not get to be in there with those 2 free tickets, fear not. Because if you tune in next week,
this Friday,
this
Friday, our new show. This only Monday. No, what?
We have the 15th. We have a show.
Okay,
that'll be the day. But we'll do it. We'll do it this Friday.
We'll figure it out.
We'll do
Let's
it this
argue
Friday.
about it right here live. Let's do that.
We gonna argue about it right here. No,
let's sort it out. We're gonna come out of this.
If you missed tonight's show, if you did not win tickets for tonight's show, fear not, because we will give away 2 extra free tickets this Friday live on our new show.
Right?
Okay,
Yes.
so the Levert Experience is coming to Canton, Ohio. Make sure you guys are following Curtis on Facebook.
Curtis Perry.
Curtis 3 the third on Facebook. So you guys can stay up to date with all of the things that are happening. Joy 1520, everything. It's a fundraiser event for Joy 1520. Y'all, again, the Joy Fest is coming back too.
We gotta
support.
support
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
Tell your family, tell your friends. Now, if they missed the episode, you're going to get off of here and you're going to call your family and friends, text them, and say, hey, go to Lucas Live Media, go watch the episode and see what they were talking about. It was a great episode, so watch it and type Levert in the chat, because they're going to go through the chat and see and pick a winner based on the number when people typed it in the chat. So make sure they go do that, because if they win, you might win. Tell them if they win, they take you. If you win, you take them. And then if you don't win, you still win, because you still buy tickets because you don't want to miss it. We want to see you there. We're going to be there. Lucas Live Media team will be in the building. We want to see you there. You know Cap 3 will be in the building. And these great gentlemen who you met here today, if you hadn't seen them before, you got to come see them live at the Cultural Center November 16th. You got to come to the show.
Yes.
And can we just go back to them for just a half a second?
Yeah. Bring them back.
Let's get them back.
There they go.
I was wondering.
Yeah, y'all got kicked out.
We just had to bring them. We just had to bring the show back.
We had to take us some business. You know what I'm saying?
We had to sell out the
sell
show
these tickets. You know what I'm saying? But
y'all gotta let us know, because you better let us know, because hey, so I heard this rumor. Before you go forward though, Cap, I heard when the station's back up, there's this show that Dave Tolliver has. They said that you're going to be picking it up on your station.
Yeah, I'm gonna work it
it's
out.
It's on 35. It's on 35 stations now.
Yeah, well, we got to talk about that, because I love it, man. I love it. The same way that I talked to Eric Nolan and told Eric, man, radio is your thing. The next thing you know, he took it up. He's doing big on his show.
He's doing big.
Listen.
So let's work it out, man. Let's work it out, because I check you out, man, and Sam Silk.
Man.
Yeah, he told me all about you, man. He said, man, you straight. So let's get that going and get that going.
I'm definitely straight in this day and age.
Yeah,
all right. Love it.
So
hey, I got a question.
The station will
what
be
happened?
back up in March. So the station will be back up in
March
March.
2025.
And we are trying to raise funds to do that. And if we sell this out and get the ads for the souvenir booklet and what have you, I think we're going to be in very, very good shape. So I know that Canton can come, at Canton and Akron, y'all can make this happen.
Yeah,
y'all
let's
can
do
make this
it.
happen.
Let's
So
do
let's
it,
come
y'all.
out and get the ticket giveaway. Go over that again. Let them know.
So tonight, the way you can win tonight, we'll announce the winners tomorrow. You can drop the name Levert in the chat. The 20th person to drop that name. Now,
We didn't say the 20th.
Huh?
We said the number Tiff right. Did you say 20th? I didn't say 20th. She wrote the number down. It was a secret number. You don't know the secret number. She not telling them the secret number.
All right, that's not the secret number.
It's a secret number. We're going to find out tomorrow. We'll let you know.
It's a secret number, okay?
Come on, Danny.
I know, Danny. But I do want to say one thing. I see Levert. You got when your name goes in one time, that's your one thing, submission. Okay, right. So we're not gonna count how many times you put that
Good try,
in there.
Though. We
Good
appreciate
try.
y'all though. We like
but
that.
I just want to save y'all a little bit of
we
time.
We saw Jackie too. I like you, Jackie. I like that. I like how you did that. That was good.
Yes.
I got a question though. Like, so how many? So what's the number go to? Like, what's the highest number that it goes to? And the other question is, what if two people have the same number? That's a winner.
That's a really good question. Why you got to ask them type of questions, Mark?
Work it out, Mark.
Mark, that's a good question.
I'm just saying.
Our production manager is gonna hold it down. I think.
Yeah. If two people got,
they wouldn't have the same number.
Right.
I think you said when they posted whatever number they are, whatever number the producer picks, then that person with that number who posted, when they post Levert, then they'll win the ticket, 25. Whatever the producer picked.
Exactly.
Listen, and then
so the first person that gets the
and next week, listen, this one is going to be even bigger though. So next week, or not sorry, I keep saying next week. This Friday, we're going to do a Levert trivia game. Wow. So the only way that you'll win these other two free tickets is if you know your stuff.
You gonna know your stuff. We got DJ Cruz in the building. We got music playing.
We're looking for some true fans out there. So we want to give whoever the true fans around here, if there's some family, whatever, we want to give y'all those 2 free passes too.
So you got 4 tickets.
We got 4 tickets to give away.
Wow.
Yes.
And 2 later this week. We're gonna have the music playing in studio. We're going to have some Levert trivia. Y'all study up. Y'all get y'all Apple Music, Spotify. Get your playlist.
Whatever
start
y'all
listening
need,
to
because y'all got to know y'all stuff to
and
win
get
these
ready.
too.
And your Rude Boys, listen to your Minute Large. Listen to all your stuff.
And if you don't win, you can always purchase tickets.
You got to purchase tickets.
Call this number, 330.
All right.
It's 330-906. 4001. That's 330-906-4001. And I will show you exactly how to get them. We got Thomas West is holding the tickets at the Urban League.
Okay.
We have a QR code on the flyer. We have a link that you can go to. If you go to my Facebook page, Curtis A. Perry III, I have the flyer there. I have the video, and then on my Instagram and my other Facebook page is WINW 1520 AM, WINW 1520 AM, and just scan the QR code on that commercial, and you can download it and get the tickets.
Yes.
Let me rope this in for you. Let me rope this in for you, Cap, because we didn't get to none of this because we've been all over the place. People want to know what's going to happen at the show.
What's going to happen?
Let me just tell you, we're doing Levert records, we're doing Minute Large records, we're doing Rude Boy records, we're doing all of that. That's what they want to know. We didn't get to that. We're doing all of that stuff. We're doing a little bit of everything. It's called the Levert Experience. So y'all coming out, you're gonna get an experience. It's gonna be like the Rat Pack, the Black Pack. We telling stories, we experiences, all that. We singing, we clowning, we doing all that. And for more information, go to Instagram at the.levert.experience. At the.levert.experience. And there you go. We gonna be smashing. Let me tell you, hold up, Cap.
Yeah.
Canton.
Go ahead.
If y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I've been coming and supporting and doing free stuff in Canton and donating love and singing at weddings and funerals in Canton since 1989. If y'all don't come out and support this concert, I'm going online and dogging everybody out
coming back.
Don't get dogged, Canton. Come on, y'all.
Let's not do that.
We gotta get out here and support. Because y'all know y'all gonna talk about it once it happens.
They coming.
And how
They
y'all
coming.
wish y'all would have been there. So don't miss out. Don't be
tell us about because you were talking about the show. There's something that you're doing on the show that a lot of entertainers do not do, and that's the video presentation. Talk about that because that is off the hook.
First thing that we do that a lot of people don't do on show is really sing. That's number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mark. Tell them about the real.
It's just a collection of pictures, some classic pictures of the group Levert, some with the OJs. We got uh, Rude Boys and Minute
Wow.
Large in there. So it's some behind the scenes shots. And what I liked about Chicago show was the fact that people were focused on us when we came out there, but before we came out there, the band played a little bit. While they played, they was looking at the reel. They was looking at the
Wow.
pictures and so it was kind of, it was gearing them up for us to come out. And so I saw that in the video, and I like that aspect of where people got a chance to see and review some of these nostalgic pictures from back in the day that that just wasn't haven't been out there. So yeah, so it's really just bringing everything together and really uh uh you know presenting our guys, Gerald and Sean and the whole camp, in a right light, to where it's like, yo, this is really a beautiful thing to big them up in this way. So I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm glad these guys are a part of it, and we happy to we want y'all to see it.
Love it.
I
Love it.
love
Love
Well,
it.
it.
Yeah,
well,
man.
another thing that we failed to talk about too is a lot of people just think it was Gerald. Mark's so modest and humble, but this is his legacy as well.
Yes.
To me,
Yes.
Mark is one of the most
Yeah.
underappreciated composers of that time, man.
Quincy.
And this is his legacy right here that we're celebrating. So I know for me, and I know I probably speak for Joe too. We honored to be a part of this, man. So that's what we do. We celebrate my big bro. That's my dog right there,
You know,
Neiman.
I think that a lot of people don't recognize that this Levert experience is like 3 concerts in
Yeah, it
one.
really
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's
I
what it
mean, you
sounded
get
Really is.
like.
Men at Large, you getting the Rude Boys, and you getting Levert.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
Levert experience. But like if people don't come out, I mean, like it's like having 3 of the top artists all in one,
Yep.
and you're doing all the hits.
Yes.
I mean,
Megatron.
all the hits. Help me, somebody.
Don't miss
Right.
it.
Right.
Then
Don't
listen,
miss it.
don't miss
Don't
it.
miss
They're
it.
gonna be
Man, this
talking
is it,
about it.
man.
Y'all can't miss it. Listen,
Yes.
this has been an amazing show. I think for me too. I'm
Absolutely.
the youngest
You
of
the
the
youngest
bunch.
of the bunch, but that's
So
all right.
it is nostalgic though, because I know for me, just sitting with you, the man, the legend.
Absolutely.
Oh, God bless you.
When I was younger, it
Cat
was,
3.
I remembered 1520.
Yes.
I remember listening to that with my grandmother. I remember the Joy Fest and going to the Joy
Yes.
Fest and doing all those things. So for it to come back, I know my generation, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
We can get excited about that,
Yeah.
because that's something we lived through too, and it was gone. It was gone. We
missed
love,
it.
we all love the Joy Fest, and I mean that's for many generations, but I
Yes.
know mine for sure. We could talk about that. But then even like listening to you guys, your stories, your journeys. It's just been a legendary show, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it,
When's
man.
the new record coming out?
Absolutely.
Because we got to talk about that.
Uh-oh,
When's the
new
record?
records
I mean,
dropping?
Okay.
Because Mark, Joe, Dave, if y'all put this record out, help me, somebody, man. This is going to be, because you already
Dangerous.
got the legacy, and now you come out with a hit song too. And I know y'all working on it. Talk about it.
Yeah, first of the year, we'll be the first quarter. We gonna
Watch
have
out.
something
Wow.
for y'all.
Love
All
it.
right, we're doing a tour.
Right on time.
The
Right
Ver
on time.
Experience.
They already
and then we
touring.
giving
They're gonna
y'all
bring out the new album, and it's
some
gonna be
new,
right
some
on
Wow,
time.
new
man.
music, some new music. Listen,
Love it, love
I
it, love it.
I
Well,
love
everybody, we thank you guys for being here
Yes.
with us. Everybody, even replay viewers, we thank you guys for watching us. Make sure you drop that Levert in the comments. Cap, it was a pleasure having you here
My
live.
pleasure, man. My
And
pleasure.
Lucas
Man.
Live
My
Studios.
pleasure. My
See,
pleasure.
seeing
Really.
What
your
an honor.
talents.
We'll
up
meet you at
close
Joy
and
Hey,
personal.
1520.
don't this look like a team that should work? Watch
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
now.
all right, let's do this. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
dude.
more. Shout out to Tiff over here, our producer, making
Yeah.
things happen.
Work 'em
Gentlemen,
out.
it was our absolute pleasure. We will see you here in Canton.
Thank you, thank
We'd
you.
love to have you stop at the studio sometime while you're here, if you can. Everybody, if you don't win tickets, buy tickets.
Buy tickets.
We'll see you guys soon.
Like
330-906-4001. Give me a holler and I get you the tickets to show you how to get the tickets. God bless.
We'll see you guys Friday at Lucas Live News
right.
on Lucas Live
Thank
Media.
y'all.
8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody.
Good night,
Everybody.
Have a good
Have a
night.
great
Thank you.
night. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, man.
See you guys
Thank you,
soon.
sir. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.